Cinematic Shuffle has shuffled once again. If you were around on my Threads handle or as a YouTube short, you would have seen me give off my 3 hints for what this film was going to be. I said that 1, it was a 2007 film, 2, it was a Fox Searchlight film, and finally it featured a breakout role. The film in question, of course, being Juno. One of the very first films I ever reviewed in video format, period, believe it or not. 16 years ago, I reviewed it on a little website called VO as a part of my VO review series. Here's a snippet of that. December 25th, Juno came to theaters, and it is still in theaters today. Here's the review. It's hard going back and watching those reviews now because for the most part, I didn't really even know how to actually break down what it is about a film that I actually liked and disliked. All I could manage saying is something to the degree of, this movie is good. Everything about it is good. Or, this movie sucks. But when push came to shove, I really struggled explaining why I thought those things. Fast forward 16 years and here we are talking about the same film. Has my opinion on it changed in all that time? Let's get cracking. Juno was a 2007 4-time Oscar-nominated film about a young teenage girl played by Elliot Page who has discovered that she's pregnant. And with all the sarcastic wit that she can muster, she decides to give up that baby for adoption to 2 adults played by Jason Bateman and Jennifer Garner, who are both more equipped to handle an infant than a bored teenager. I think that I've always struggled talking about this film when it came down to the plot, because it's so simple, yet it doesn't really do the film any justice. Yes, it's about a teenage pregnancy and adoption, but in general, that's kind of an oversaturated thing. We've all seen teen pregnancies in a wide variety of films and TV shows, yet Juno specifically stands out among the list, particularly because of how it was made behind the scenes, and because of how it was written and performed. This film could almost be about anything and still work just as effectively because of those things. Why do you watch this film? I feel like everybody might have a different answer, but no one really cares that much about the plot, do they? Instead, they care more about the sharp, sarcastic dialogue, the catchy music that fits the tone of the film perfectly, the keen eye for cinematography, lighting, color, for the way that it's edited, especially with the dialogue I've already talked about. More often than not, I feel like more people want to see this film for Elliot Page in his breakout role as the titular Juno. This is what made him famous, and he deserves all the recognition in the world for it, as does literally everybody else in the film, because the secret sauce is the writing for the dialogue. Everybody in the film seems to live in an alternate dimension where sarcasm is a universal accent to the English language, because they all do it. Everybody. Other than Jennifer Garner's character, which kind of helps her stand out a little bit as almost the only mature human being in the entire world, at least in the film. I thought that was an extremely interesting and creative choice. In so many different ways, this entire film just shouts out Fox Searchlight. That may make it or break it for a lot of different people, but I personally found it original, creative, and unique. It's one of a kind. In my original review, I said something to the degree of, this is a film that whether you like the movie or hate it, I was pretty confident that no matter who you were, you would at least agree that multiple viewings would make the film better. And it has. My original review, at that point, I had seen Juno twice in theater. The first time that I saw it, I was like, I don't really get it. Then suddenly, I was all about it when I saw it a second time. Upon my experience last night, which I think is the 3rd time that I've seen the film, it got better still because I can now appreciate it in a way that I was simply unable to appreciate it when I was younger. First of all, as a critic, I can more effectively break down the technical areas of the film that stand out, but more specifically, I've had kids since this film came out, and so I can appreciate the film from a parenting perspective. So, there is that. At the end of the day, I scored Juno an A letter grade, final overall score of 93%, 93 out of 100 possible stars. It may not be perfect, but I think that it's a fair assessment to say that it's at least close enough. What about you guys though? Have you seen Juno? If you have, let me know what you thought about in the comment section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next installment for the Cinematic Shuffle. And until then, peace out.